drop is very similar to our off. So with drop, with any time that Mr. Bear decides to put something that he's not supposed to have in his mouth, we want to make sure that we're not just chasing him around and trying to fish it out of his mouth, because what that's eventually going to do is cause him to immediately either consume the thing that he has, because he already knows that he eventually is going to have it taken away, and if he has big enough feelings about the thing that he got, he may want to consume it more than give it up. So we run the risk of foreign object problems, and you also may run the risk of just teaching him that humans take things out of your mouth and you should avoid them at all costs. If you do have something in your mouth, and you may end up having a little bit of a catch me if you can game anytime that he does pick something off the ground that he's not supposed to have. So we may build in a little bit of conflict, and you might also, like, if you like to play fetch with him at all, you may see more of him playing the catch me if you can game, or just keeping away from you in general. So we want to teach him a way to drop things out of his mouth without all that nonsense. So it's super simple. It's almost exactly how we do the off, and it is all just conditioning. So I'm just going to say drop, way to pause, and drop. It's exactly the same as we do our OFF. Drop. Just different word. Drop. And hypothetically, you could use either one for either situation. It does not actually matter. Dogs don't speak English. We're just teaching them specific words that you may want to use. Drop. And then to show you a little bit about how this looks in real life, here's a toy, and I'm going to just throw it on the ground, slide up, pick it up. Maybe, maybe not. He's too smart. He says, I know what you're doing, lady. Alright, so he has the thing. Wow, I got a toy. Can you come over here with it, please? Ready there? Drop! Oh, that's too exciting. So if he's really excited about it, I'm going to do a food scatter on the ground. That cookie bomb is going to get him away from it long enough for you to be able to take it off the ground. However, I don't really care that he has this. And he very much so appears to be having fun with it. I'm going to let him have it for a minute. Run around, have fun. There! Drop! Perfect! So now you see how that conditioned response ends up being perfect for that drop in. So again, I'm going to let him pick it up. And this time let's see if he doesn't get wise. But sometimes what ends up happening, if you practice this a lot, is that he will just not even want to pick it up because he's waiting for you to just throw it back. Drop! Perfect! What a good boy! And with this, you don't even have to say your Y-E-S. You can just toss the treat. He thought I threw another one. I didn't. What are you doing? You're one more. Come on, get it. You got it. Oh, there, drop. Super boy. You missed it. And then you can really easily just go and pick it up and not have to take it out of his mouth. And anytime I do pick it up away from him, I do also usually just trade him for some food. Maybe do another food scatter. It can even be just kibble. But if he does have something high value, I would say that you're most likely going to have something high value in return. So it would be wise for you to have maybe small jars of shelf-stable treats around the house ready to go, since he does really like to put stuff in his mouth. That way you're always armed for the occasion if he does decide to pick up some socks and run around with them or whatever it is he may want. That way you are ready to either do a cookie bomb or just do your gyro. And for this, to keep it fresh, I do like to do it also like once a day, 10 times. So like take 10 kibble out of his breakfast and just practice conditioning the word. So your word, pause, toss the food. And that'll just keep it fresh in his brain. If you use it too much without doing that in real life, you may lose that immediate response. And if you do use his may get away with it a couple times, but most likely over time, the behavior will erode a little bit. So we want to make sure that we do always have something to train him for. Even just affection and playing with him is also a sufficient reward since he is so motivated to please you, make you happy. Just know that if you're using play and affection as a reward, that he may get excited. So you should keep your